Yo, this your boy EC22, and this is the FairWeatherFan channel. Man, before we go any further, you know what I always say: like, subscribe, share. But most of all, leave comments, because why we want you to join this conversation. And welcome back our big brother, J-Dub. What's going on, man?
Brother, nothing. Good to be back. Good to be back. Been out of touch for a while, doing other things, but I'm always game to talk sports.
Hey, man, what's been just give the people a quick update, man. What's been going on in your world?
Just I got a middle one still in full swim season. You know, she's been training hard. She's got a big meet Saturday and Sunday. And then my boy just got done with football season. They had a great year. He had a good year. He's come a long way in a short amount of time. And I was just actually talking to him about pads that I have ordered. In fact, I need to GoFundMe because football pads are expensive, y'all. It's crazy out there. But just gonna get that going. The other one's been training hard too. She's got wrestling season starting. So man, it's been one thing after the other. Here to there, to the gym to there, back to the gym to there. So finally glad to be able to sit down for a second and catch up on things that matter, like, you know, the NFL and the World Series.
Facts, man. All right, man. Shoot, since we already talked about it, man, go ahead and jump into it, man. The World Series, man, it is set. We're talking about the Dodgers versus the Toronto Blue Jays, man. D-Way, what you think? Is it what you want?
Man, it's funny because J-Dub and I were talking this morning about I don't know if you got to catch any of it last night or not, but George Springer hit a monster home run, three run.
Yeah, that put him up for good.
There was no energy in the building, and 99% of the hope in that place was lost. George Springer did it again, like he's done his whole career. He hit a monster, very timely home run, and the place exploded. Kudos to Toronto. Kudos to all the folks in Canada that love baseball and love sports, and that's just going to be super cool. But man, you look at this Dodgers lineup.
Yeah,
it's almost not. Their lineup's almost not even fair, especially when they got one guy that can pitch and hit home runs at the same time. So, and we all know we're talking about Shohei Ohtani. So, but they're loaded. I mean, Fred Freeman at first base. Why can't I think of the other guy that's a stud? Been there forever.
Mookie Betts at shortstop.
Mookie Betts, that's my boy.
Mookie Betts is a superstar. Okay.
Yeah.
And the list goes on and on. They've got great pitching, great tradition. It's going to be interesting, but I'm super pumped for it. Okay. Jay, what's your take?
So we would be remiss if we didn't mention, 2017 World Series MVP George Springer hit that home run. Astros, right?
Yeah.
And he beat the Dodgers that year to win MVP. So, I'm pulling for the Jays to be able to for him to get one, because even though he's not in Houston anymore, he's an Astro for me still. And I like Vlad Guerrero. I mean, it's going to be tough. That game, Ohtani pitched a shutout with 3 bombs. I don't think I have the words or the knowledge to be able to express how big of a deal that is. A leadoff home run followed with 2 more. You threw 10 Ks. That's ridiculous that y'all might be able to do better. Has this happened since, Babe Ruth and them boys? I mean, when's the last time that we've had a home run hitter also pitch?
Yeah.
We ain't. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
And if they did do it, they didn't do it like that. So
no, not even close. So again, I hope it's a good one.
Yeah. And I do too. And Ohtani is the face of the Major League Baseball. He is the face. Okay. There's some other guys that are close second there, but he is that guy. He is, if you anywhere all across the planet, they know that name if you love baseball.
Facts.
Just like there was a time back in the day that everybody all on the planet that could breathe knew who the great Air Jordan was. Okay.
Right.
I don't care how old or young or where you were or what you did. You knew who Michael Jordan was. And that's
Right.
what I think. That's what I'm feeling with Ohtani. But I'm just like Jay. I'm that guy. I want it to be 7 games. I want it to be won in the 9th inning in a dramatic fashion. We all do, or the 10th or 11th or 12th inning. So we'll see. I think Toronto's got enough. They got enough pieces to make it a real good series.
So since you mentioned Jordan, let's go ahead and talk about it, because the best single game performance. So you're talking about what Ohtani was able to do on Friday night, right? You're talking about what Jordan was able to do with that 1997 against the Utah Jazz, the quote unquote flu game.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about Wayne Gretzky once in the Canada Cup. What was that? 5 goals against Soviet, and then with the hat trick he did. And what was that? That was 87. So this was 93, I think, with the hat trick. In the conference finals. Then you're looking at our guy Tiger, 2008,
1000%,
U.S. Open. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then we gotta put this guy in there because Tom Brady, 2017 Super Bowl comeback after 28-3. Like, how do you rank like all those we witnessed with our own eyes because we was alive during the time? You know what I'm saying? Does Ohtani, whatever, does he stand above all those in your opinion, J-Dub?
Man, in terms of the moment, no. I would have a bias towards a couple of those, but
which ones?
Jordan's flu game for sure for me,
yeah.
And it was food poisoning game. We all know that by now.
Yeah.
Jordan's flu game, just to be able to be helped up and down the floor and turning on and off the way he did the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom Brady's comeback is big, but if you were to ask me which one I think could be replicated, I don't think we're going to see Ohtani's game again anytime soon.
No.
I mean, I could foresee Shai Gilgeous-Alexander having food poisoning and blowing up in a finals game. I don't expect it to happen, but I can imagine it. I can imagine another guy who can throw 10 Ks, shut out, 3 home runs, one of them. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's almost like we were playing a video game. It's a video game stat right now.
Yeah.
Fact. You said anybody catch food poison, go out there and hoop. So
not anybody. I'm saying
not anybody, but yeah.
I can imagine the situation where that happens. And Tom Brady's game in the Super Bowl, well, we just had a team score 33 points in the 4th quarter yesterday, 2 days ago. So they're all elite, and I prefer 2 of them over Ohtani's. But do I think it could be done again anytime soon? Man, that'd be ridiculous for somebody to do that again.
And then we were talking earlier today too. What would be the biggest moment? Would it be throwing a last-second touchdown to win a Super Bowl?
Ooh.
Would it be
that you would want to be a part of? What's the moment you want?
If you were the guy, would it be
any moment's available to you? Any moment is available to you.
Would it be hitting the clutch bucket as time expired in an NBA championship game 7? Would it be or would it be hitting a monster home run late
innings
game
to lead the game,
to not win the game, to win the World Series?
Right. No, but even the ALCS or NLCS. I mean, it could be a championship series. It doesn't have to. I'm just saying that was our conversation earlier, and I know my answer.
Okay, since y'all already talked, I got to get my part of me wants to go with my first love and my favorite sport, right? Which will be basketball, right?
Okay, but that's me too. And process for a minute, and now give us your real answer.
All right. So what would be the best moment in sports to be a part of? So, golly, I mean, I'm gonna have to go with not just hitting the game-winning shot, right? But coming down the stretch, he hitting like the last 5 to 10 shots for my team, and we're down by like 7.
Okay.
And I just explode, and I win the whole thing.
I'll take that one too. Then that was last moment. You get a moment. You can't give me a 7-minute stretch.
One moment would be like Roy Williams catching interception and running it back for a win on a Monday Night Football. That would be a moment.
Okay.
But that in the Super Bowl, yeah.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one. Like to make the 15-yard putt to win the And Jonathan G, you totally beat me to it. I was going to say, I'm in the bunker on 18 on Sunday at the Masters.
Yeah,
and I have to par the hole. I'm in the sand bunker, and we know how treacherous those bunkers are.
Yeah,
and I have to figure out a way to get up and down to send it into sudden, just to get into sudden death. But I knock it in for birdie and I win. That would be another one.
Phenomenal answer. Both those are great.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this. You talking about the pressures of the Masters. You're looking at a 15-yard putt to win. So if you got a 15-yard putt to win, that means you can actually two putt it in time and go into overtime. So it's the psyche of it, just like to go ahead and try to get that.
I got what he was saying. Listen, y'all nitpicking right now.
yeah. But anyway, it's a good time. It's good stuff. George Springer, I don't know how they would be able to keep him out of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But if he's won it with Houston, how many times, Jason? Once or twice?
Because he got paid. He got paid after that.
I think he went to Kansas City, if I'm not mistaken.
No, he went straight to Toronto.
Okay. My bad. Okay.
But Jay, we didn't hear yours.
Brother, mine without a doubt. Those are all great. Those are phenomenal. Man, the running back a game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl on an interception, that's unbelievable. I didn't even think about that. But mine is what George Springer did. Just back it up into the bottom of the ninth. Because let me tell you why. It's real simple. You got 360 feet to run as everybody's celebrating you and yelling and losing their mind. At home. I want to do it at home too.
Yeah.
Roof is going on. Let me tell you something. When I get to second, I'm acting a donkey all the way to home. I don't know what, because that's a moment I can't envision. You just have to go with what happens. But I'm fixing to be on everybody's webpage for the next 6 months. It's gonna be like that. But just that emotion and I love baseball, but I would say it's my third favorite sport. But that's my answer, hands down, clearing away for sure.
So Ease is the pick 6 to win the game, Super Bowl. D-Dubs is knocking it in from the to make it
sand bunker pretty baby
at the Masters and then Jay's is the home run. So those are all really good ones, guys.
Jonathan, hey, for those of you out here are on the podcast or watching this, man, first of all, we thank you for joining. But if you would, don't jump in the chat, man. Lou, jump in the chat. Like, what would be the best moment in sports to be a part of? Like that one moment, if you had one moment to shine in sports. If you just got on Lou, we'll back it up. J-Dub saying he would be like what Stringer did the other day, hit a walk-off home runner and get able to run the bases and just act a fool. D-Way said that he would love to hit a bunker shot said on the green at the Masters to win it all. G Artist, you see the comments? G said win a 15 putt at Masters. Same with D-Way. Mine is simply catching interception and running it all the way back. Or but I can't give my first answer because that was a moment. Wasn't a moment.
Because I would take your first answer too. Yeah, man. If I dominated the fourth quarter and dropped 14 and was 6 for 6 from the field, that's my answer as well.
Corey, I'm sorry, man. Talk about the Green Bay hat. What's up, Corey Patterson? But this out there, man. Hey, let's transition on into some college football. Man, did we have some doozies the other day? What Johnny saying? Oh wow! You see, you like
that's a payday too, right there. That's a big one. All good answers. All good answers.
What's going on, Corey? Yeah, absolutely. Jada, there's so much to talk about. What happened on Saturday? It's a lot. This past Saturday, what game was you mostly heavily invested in? Because there was a lot of some good conference games going on.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I haven't caught all the way up with college yet. I'm doing so I think I've caught a couple Texas games. So I'm gonna stay quiet and just chirp in when I'm able to during college football for right now.
Okay, D-Way, you got your Aggies hat on. Did you like what they did in that tough win against Arkansas?
Everybody's saying that Arkansas is not very good, and they're not. But and we talked about this, Eric, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Any time you can go on the road in the SEC, I don't care what the record is of. Okay, it is hard to win on the road in any conference.
Yeah.
But for some reason, the SEC, it's even harder to win the road, and so I totally expected Arkansas to play good and have a good game and play tough, and they did. Their quarterback's a stud. Really like that kid. And for A&M to come out of there with a win and get moved down to number 3 in the nation, that was fun. Really, we need to talk about, because I kind of want to rub it into Eric a little, rub it into Eric, mock him a little bit. I want to talk about you boys that wet themselves Friday over in Miami.
Who's that?
The U that was ranked number 2 in the nation.
Oh, well, I'm Big 12, so
and acted a fool.
I'm Big 12, so I mean, I root
was so
for.
happy. I picked Louisville to go in there and beat them, so I was happy about that. But
I mean, I like man, but I don't necessarily like their quarterback that much. But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm a Big 12 fan, so anytime I see you SEC teams get beat in Big 10 and Pac-12, ACC, I'm loving it. Lou said he would love to throw the game-winning touchdown pass in the fourth quarter in the end zone to a wide receiver that toe tapped in the back of the end zone.
He'll take it to the next level.
Well, 0.2 seconds.
Again, ain't no wrong answers.
Yeah. Being down by 5, I like it.
Yeah. I'm gonna chirp on this first one because I'm gonna say something. I've been to a bunch of Arkansas games in Fayetteville and in Little Rock, and it is intimidating, and they are loud. You got a bunch of people that it's like LSU. The whole state roots for one team because it's the only team they have. Yeah. But they came out on top. That's all that matters.
I mean, see, that's what I'm talking about, D-Wade. Arkansas, at the end of the day, regardless of their conference, on the road conference game, whatever, they still what they call a bottom feeder for the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
But I get it, though. The SEC is arguably, and we can say arguably, and I say arguably, could be the best, but I don't agree. But it could be the best conference, so that's why we have those type of matches, right?
Those trends are changing though. So those trends are changing.
But Louisville, you're looking at the record. I mean, just because they're not ranked, they're 5-1. So it's like, it ain't like they played a terrible team. So that's okay with Miami. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna tell y'all right now, y'all, I am not a fan of this team. Never have been a fan of this team. Never been a fan of the conference this team play in. But at the end of the day, I gotta give props where props is due, man. Alabama, my God. Alabama is playing some good ball as of late. They lost that one game against Florida State. The first game, everybody jumped on Coach DeBoer, talked bad about him, but man, he was shown. I mean, right now, I don't care what their record suggests. I still believe that Alabama should be the number 1 seed right now because you talking about strength of schedule. Ohio State haven't played but one top 25 team, so they've been getting all these easy games, but Alabama's played 4. And they beat 4.
Well, and let's just park there for a minute.
Let's park here.
You asked me the game out was just awesome, and that was the Ole Miss Georgia game.
Okay.
And let me tell you something. Lane Kiffin is not getting enough credit. He is doing a phenomenal job at Ole Miss. They lost their Jackson Dart, and they just picked right back up, reloaded, and here they go. They're having another really good year. Georgia obviously won that game. It was 35-43, but I mean, and I know ECU hate when we say this stuff, but Alabama and Georgia and Ole Miss and A&M and Indiana and Ohio State are kind of the front runners on this deal right now.
Oh no, it's hard to hear.
Yeah.
Since J-Dub is back, I'm not gonna go on my ranking rant since he's back. So I'm sparing him on
I've
that.
heard about it. I heard my name got mentioned. I could feel it in the universe too. But I'm actually sitting here looking at the standings, and man, it's a pretty mixed bag. So
yeah,
you're gonna have 4 different. As of right now, you'd have 2 conferences on a bye.
Yeah.
The SEC would get 2 buys, but everybody else is a good mix. And I think this playoff, that's what I'm saying. I think it's going to take away this SEC dominance because they're going to have to play each other. Now, if SEC wins the next, 3 playoffs, then we have a different conversation. But no, it's the rankings. I think they're pretty spread out. It's not as SEC dominant as it has been in the past. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Right. The only question that I always ask, because I'm still new to this whole college football deal, right? When I say new, I'm talking about like 4 or 5 years in, right? And understanding, but I'm looking at, okay, we know there are some conferences that are not better than others, at least traditionally we say, right? But if you look at a 0-loss team, let's say in the Midwest Conference or Mid-American Conference or whatever, versus a 0-loss team in the ACC or the SEC, and they've never played each other, right? How do we know which team is best? Just by saying because of the conference on, right? Because you can only play the level of talent that you're at, right? And we'll never often get to see that unless these teams meet up in the playoff situation that we have right now. So when you start having all these rankings out there and they're saying, hey, these teams are better than, there are 2 or 3 lost teams versus a team that haven't lost anything, it's like, obviously, clearly, that's just opinionated, right? We can't because you can't have it both ways, right? It can't be strength of schedule or record. It has to be one or the other. And I can appreciate if you say strength of schedule, then if it's just strength of schedule, then I can accept the losses. But if you're going by record too, it's like, go ahead, J-Dub.
So I think all that comes into play, and I bet there's a whole room of people that just get to do this all day long. Okay, so I think you can do a couple things in that regard. I think the strength of schedule comes into play. The record also comes into play. Then you start looking at how many points you scored, how many yards did you get, how many yards did you give up, right? That comes into play.
Okay, that's good.
I think the 3 of us can sit down with a roster of, I'm just talking college, professional, this whole thing. We can sit down with a roster of their size and their 40 time and their height and all this stuff. And I bet we get pretty close to ranking them in the correct order of who's better than who. Because the big schools, the SEC, the Big 12, all these schools, they get bigger guys and then they make them better, right? So when we look at, let's take Coach Wayne, throw out a Middle East Coast smaller school.
Middle East Coast.
Does Old Dominion have a football team?
I believe they do.
Okay. Old Dominion versus Alabama, just on paper. What's the first thing that's going to jump off the page? The sheer size of the offensive and defensive line.
Yeah.
So I think all these things come into play when you start ranking teams and these teams that haven't lost. I mean, unfortunately, but we can look at your sheet and say you're not going to beat our guys.
Right. That makes sense. Like that's the one thing that I can honestly say that I never took in consideration is the size of the players, because if all the big players are going to the big schools because they have the money and stuff like that to get them, and then the rest of the litter is going to the smaller schools, so they got these 5'9", 185-pound linebackers or
hyper athletic linebackers too.
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
Hyper athletic since they're smaller, right?
Yeah.
You can't tow a dump truck with a Nissan. You just can't do it. You know what I mean?
You can try.
You can try.
You'll get as far as the front gate. Yeah, but no, that makes sense. And that's y'all listen, that's one thing we love sports, and I love a conversation because it's all about education. That's one thing that I never considered when it came down to why these teams are considered the Power 4 schools and stuff like that, because now it makes sense. More money, more access. You just have better pick of the litter. So that makes sense right there.
Hey, what was the game you saw that you liked this weekend?
Man, I like Big 12. Don't you dare ask that question?
Yeah, TC Baylor. Yeah.
It was.
That Texas Tech Arizona State game was a good game.
Yeah, it was, man.
Arizona State, man. Arizona State's having another good year without Scatterboo. So,
Well, no, I mean, Scatterboo is who he is, but no, losing to Arizona State, and of course, it went in our chat that Lewis and I in. They talked about, which one was the bigger loss. You're talking about Texas winning in the team that they're played. That was pretty much who they played. It was
Kentucky.
Texas winning the Kentucky, right? And then
they had to do it in overtime.
This was whack. Listen, I'm
right.
They're out of the top 15. They're terrible.
And then then they're talking about the loss to Texas Tech, who was our Big 12 front runner at the time, lose to Arizona State. And my thought is like, hey, you're losing to a team that just won the Big 12 championship last year, right? So even though their record don't suggest, they're not a bottom feeder for the Big 12. So they lost to a really, really good team versus Texas doing what Texas do, struggling against a team that should have ran over. But once again, ain't Kentucky in the conference too?
ACC, yes, sir.
So it's a conference game. So
usually
the bottom,
Hey, and TCU is quietly, doing what they do. In Indiana, I don't know what's going on in Indiana. They're 2 years in a row now. Like Graham should have had a 50-point head coach so high. Yeah, exactly, John.
And don't lose faith in the Big 12, because if BYU runs the gambit, they're still undefeated.
Oh, you know what? I'm not going to lose faith in the Big 12. I still believe that any Big 12 team can beat a SEC team.
I didn't realize Cincinnati was in the Big 12. When did that happen?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That happened a few years ago. Yeah.
and y'all didn't even bat an eyelash in my comment. What is going on over at University of Indiana? They're just freaking lighting people up.
I've just been seeing them in the rankings. Haven't seen them play.
No, they cold.
Yeah.
Cold. See, that's what I'm talking about, D-Way. That's what I'm talking about. I remember I heard somebody about 3 weeks ago said Indiana wasn't nothing because this time Indiana wasn't in the top 10 at that point.
Okay.
Right. And I'm sitting back like, I don't know what you're seeing that I'm not seeing. But you know me, SEC fans, I'm not going to get into those arguments. So I said like, okay, whatever. All right, then. But just week after week, now they're at number 2. Then jumped all the way up the ladder. So I'm like, have you seen enough?
Yeah, right,
I will not call this person's name, but have you seen enough now? So hit me up on the DM, sir.
Yeah, and I guess we'll see Ohio State and Indiana play each other. Here in the next, I guess they play each other here in a few weeks. But you got 2 Big Ten schools in top 1 and 2, and then A&M. Who's 4? Who's 4 right now?
Timeout.
Alabama.
They do not play each other.
Okay, they don't play each other?
That seems odd to me, but they're not on their schedule.
They played each other last year. And so then you got 3 and 4 is SEC schools. Who's 5 and 6? Is Alabama and Georgia somewhere around there?
The Alabama's 4, ain't they? I thought Alabama was 4.
Alabama, Georgia. Georgia.
Yeah, and then Oregon and Georgia State are 5 and 6.
Okay,
4 and 5
is
6 and 7.
Oregon.
Yeah.
Who was after Oregon?
Georgia Tech.
Ole Miss, Miami.
Georgia Tech.
7-0 in the ACC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I ain't hating on them. Go Yellow Jackets. Come on.
Go Yellow Jackets. Stephon Marbury, baby.
Yeah. And,
based on what I'm seeing, is your Aggies. I said this when we first started about 4 weeks ago, in about the second week of the season. Are your Aggies, and you said no, but now are your Aggies the best team in SEC? D-Way.
I don't think they are. No.
Boy, I tell you, boy, I wouldn't want a fan like these.
He'll never say it because then he'll feel like he jinxed it. Listen, they got to go into Death Valley this weekend.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. Yeah. Okay. If gun to my head, out there in the middle of the street, if A&M had to play Alabama or Georgia right now, I don't think we could beat them. But that's just me. That's just my personal opinion.
Do you think they end up in the top 12?
Yes. Oh, 1,000%. Yeah.
Do they beat Texas at Austin to end the season?
See, that's the thing.
That's a tough one. I don't care how good Texas is.
I really felt like LSU was going to win this past week. They were at Vanderbilt. Okay, and that's another school that's just rocking it, man. Vanderbilt. I thought if LSU won at Vanderbilt, I was really concerned about A&M going down to Death Valley. Still am. I mean,
it's a tough place.
Yeah, I will say this, Jay. Okay, to answer your question, they're not going to win both those games.
But and I got very little skin in the game.
They
went to Notre Dame. They beat Notre Dame at home. They've beaten Arkansas at home, so they're getting used to hostile environments for sure.
I don't see them being able to win. Let's see what Brandon says. A&M, the best team to close it. Too close to a game with my hogs, Suey Pig.
Woo Pig Suey. I don't know why they're your hogs, but I need to know what you're all about.
B's a huge Arkansas guy. Yeah. So I don't see A&M going undefeated. That's all I'm gonna say. So
I'm trying. Okay, LSU, they're not the team that where everybody think they are. I'm just going to because they haven't played nobody, and the teams they play they lost to. So I'm not complete confident A&M can beat LSU. Mizzou, okay, and that probably be a better matchup at Mizzou. They could beat. It could be a close game, but once again, but then the rest of the schedule between what's this? That Sam Houston, whatever.
South Carolina, Samford, Texas.
Oh yes, they play Sanford in Texas. So yeah, I mean those are walk in the park right there. They can put their cheerleaders in to beat those teams. So, but those are the next two games: LSU and Mizzou
at Missouri.
Yeah,
they're home against South Carolina. They got a easy one. Then against some Sanford. Then they're at Austin. They're in Austin. So they're at Baton Rouge. They're in Missouri, and they're in Austin.
Whoever set A&M's schedule this year did not set them up for success, and they're succeeding in lieu of.
Yeah.
So, they're definitely gonna be in the top 12, Jay. So.
And see, this is what I'm talking about, because you're looking at, like you said, J-Dub, you start the season off and you're looking at this game. You got to play Notre Dame, Auburn, Mississippi State, Florida, Arkansas, LSU, Mizzou, South Carolina, right? You're talking about starting the season, South Carolina quarterback was front runner for Heisman once they realized that Arch Manning wasn't it, right? And he's still considered, right? So you're looking at this schedule like, oh my God, this is what you're facing up against, right? But now you turn around and you beat all these teams, and then Coach D-Way, Auburn is still a pretty good team. Yeah, they lost the last one, whatever, but they're still a pretty good team. Yeah. Florida, beat Texas. I ain't say they're bottom feeder, but they're not a slouch of a team, right? Yeah. Y'all averaging over 30 points a game. So it's like, that's a lot.
But it's SEC football. A&M could lose to Baton Rouge. They could lose to Missouri, and they could lose to Texas. So, it's SEC football on the road, man. So,
but I'm with Corey. Alabama had a tough go. Alabama had a tough go, and they. You talking about losing to Florida State, man, right off the rip but you talking about out of the top 10, they've beaten Georgia, they've beaten Vanderbilt, Mizzou, and Tennessee, all back to back, 4 straight ranked teams, and they just been whipping them. But bang, 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 bang. And then they turn around and got to go into South Carolina. Then they play LSU. Then they play Oklahoma. You talking about somebody who had a rough go.
Yeah.
If this team don't lose another game, one loss or not, they should be number one. I'm sorry. Because they got
Alabama.
Yeah, and and that's coming from a guy who do not like the SEC or Alabama.
I know.
I appreciate good football, and this schedule is rough. So with a guy who's trying to be the second coming of I can't think of his name now.
Swing and a miss.
Huh?
Nick Saban.
Nick Saban to be the second coming. He said swing and a miss. Z-Man is welcome to the show. Welcome back, J-Dub. My question is, what are the Hoosiers doing in second place for beating?
There you go, Tom. Jason, there you go. Old Dominion plays football. There you go.
There it is. Apparently, it is true.
But they're not just a trucking company. They are actually a football team.
What up, Z-Man?
He said A&M should be second. Okay, that's fair. Of course, the Big Ten don't play weak teams like that often. Boy, speaking like a true Big Ten fan, we all love our conferences, man. Hey, so let's jump on over. We're going to run the shot clock out, man, with the NFL, man. Listen. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's go ahead and talk about what we saw on Sunday against the Commanders. The Dallas Cowboys versus the Washington Commanders. First of all, our defense finally played a decent game, decent at best. Bland got a pick six, which we've been waiting to see all season long. But, man, that ain't the storyline. The storyline is, man, just a few years ago, J-Dub, we was ready to hang up Dak's jersey, his cleats, his everything in Dallas, and now he's coming out this year showing us, not just yet. I know you've been watching.
The last couple of years, he's been doing that. But this year for sure.
Exactly. Last year he didn't play a lot of games. He got hurt in the middle of the season, something like that, and missed a couple of games. The year before that, he played lights out. But everybody blamed that playoff loss on him, which is clearly the defense, not him. But now it was like he's here, and now everybody's seeing now what I saw back 2 years ago. Forget the defense. You cannot discount the way Dak is slinging that ball. So,
well, that's true. I mean, but again. You're right. And what are they? Second points right now? Points scored?
Yeah.
They're like fourth. They're like third in points allowed. So
could be first.
They're not winning the turnover battle. They're not being able to stop anybody. This is the Detroit Lions with Matthew Stafford and Calvin Johnson all over again. He can score 40 points all game long, but if they can't stop somebody, and it's always going to be his fault, it is the role that comes with the quarterback position, and it sucks. It does, but either you can withstand that, or you're not going to be able to withstand that. But he's having a phenomenal season. The Cowboys are still way in the hunt. The NFC East is it's a weird division this year right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, they just need to figure out a way. Or maybe Dak needs to take more time on the field to keep the defense off the field for as long as possible.
Facts. Yeah, that slowed the game down. With the running game. I like their running back, but man, I don't think that's the answer. I mean, he's going to have to average at least 6-7 yards to carry in order for him to slow it down like that. But sometimes he get 2 or 3, then that's you're staring at a long 3rd and 8, and he got to go to Pickens downfield. So I mean, if we can establish that consistent 6-7 yards of carry, then we can definitely slow this game down. Pretty much like Dabo did to us,
right?
Carolina, just ran it down our throats, man. Staying with the NFC East, man. We know Dak is the man, but that we'll never be considered taken serious until we fix our defense. Speaking of defense, let's go ahead and up to New York and figure out what the heck happened. We talked about it earlier briefly. How did the New York Football Giants, the G-Mans, give up 33 points in the fourth quarter after they was up 19-3? D-Wade, we've been JW. Somebody, one of y'all, help me go because I got a lot to say. I don't want to fuss.
I was disappointed because I was starting to get on the New York Football Giants bandwagon after they upset the Eagles on Thursday night.
Yeah, me too.
And but they're in Denver, right?
Yeah.
And at Mile High, that's a hard place to play anyway to win. But I was hoping they'd be more competitive. So yeah, it is what it is.
Brother, it was a good game. I actually got to see that game, and they're young. The quarterback is young. I feel like the coach feels like he's calling like he's young, even though he's not. They did not milk the clock a little bit, right? They let all the momentum go to that other side, and now you're asking a defense that's not that good to make this stand against a hot Bo Nix. Yeah. And if we remember anything about Bo Nix from last year, is that when he gets on a roll, he's one of the better ones in the NFL. His hot streak is just as good as everybody as other NFL quarterbacks' hot streak. And they allowed him to get some momentum, especially when he rushed the first one in. I think the one where he didn't even get touched, was that the first one he rushed in?
Yeah.
But anyhow, so it was the Cardinals who went for it on fourth down. Did New York go for it on fourth down when they last had the ball? No, they scored a touchdown, and then the other team came back. That's right. I think those were young mistakes, young player mistakes, young quarterback mistakes. They were growing pains. But they're my favorite team to watch right now because, I mean, in a realistic world, I know if it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. But in a realistic world, they're here at 5-2. They're here at 5-2 with a rookie quarterback and a rookie running back. So, I mean, I was talking to somebody earlier. They got them 2 big tight ends. Scatterboo is a man child. I don't even know what to call him. I would like to see them run more big packages, more full house packages. because they don't have a wide receiver that I'm impressed with. I know Neighbors has been hurt. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But that was a debacle. And again, I think it goes to the coach when you can't manage the clock correctly.
I'm glad you said it, because I was typically in a quarter, you may get 2 or maybe 3 possessions.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The Broncos had 5 possessions in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
This game would have made so much sense if it went an extra into overtime. 5 possessions to score 34 points, 33 points,
33
in one quarter. 5 possessions. You're talking about 4 touchdowns and a field goal in in the fourth quarter. When, like you said, J-Dub, you get to that fourth quarter, all you have to do is just milk the clock.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is straight coaching at its worst.
That is worse.
And I'm sitting back like, man, I've been on his neck ever since last year, Coach Brian DeBall. But then the Phillies game with the Eagles game, I'm like, I was still on his neck, but I let up a little bit because I like what I was getting out of Jackson Dart.
Mm-hmm.
But now, oh my God, he's in the gallows right now. He ain't coming out. I'm throwing pies and everything at him, man. I mean, this is bad. This is bad, man.
Not a fan of him.
He said Giants ruined my upcoming debate. Yeah, I know, right, man? But that's what it is. Moving on over to another NFC team, Washington Commanders played against the Dallas Cowboys. A few months ago, Cam Newton came out and he basically said, and he asked a question on his Funky Friday podcast with Wallo. Wally, he's a rapper who's a diehard fan of the Washington Commanders. And he asked him, he said, hey, man, your quarterback is good, young quarterback, but we got to be careful and just in case he fall into the sophomore slump. Mm. What do you think, J-Dub or D-Way, about, because do you think he's in a sophomore slump? Now, I know injuries and stuff like that, but even when he's playing, is it the sophomore slump?
Jay, go ahead.
I mean, I think there's going to be a piece of that, especially since he's a mobile quarterback. They're going to start seeing his tendencies, on some of the plays where he was able to scramble for first down last year or scramble out, give his tight end a chance. They're looking for that now, film. But the injuries are big, especially now with him being hurt. And again, it's that NFC East. So it's crazy. Every year we're going to sit here and talk about how bad one team is for some unknown reason. But Jaden's going to, and I have full faith in Jaden. I'm a big fan. I think he'll figure it out. They don't seem to be blocking for him well, but they didn't block for him well last year either. So that's not anything new. But again, now that he has a season full of film, if they know if his first check down is blocked, he's going to scramble to the right, and his go-to move is a juke to the left. They've been studying film on him running, so he's got to adapt. He's got to change. They have to block for him better for sure. But I mean, it's a sophomore slump. But I mean, I don't think they're out of it by no means at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think because of how the kind of season they had last year, the kind of season that Jaden had last year, I think all of us had some really high expectations for Washington to be better than where they are right now. But again, part of that's injuries. Part of that is people are figuring out how to defend Jaden a little bit. But I still think at the end of the day, they're going to be in the hunt now. They're going to be right in the middle of it in the NFC East. So yeah, should be good.
I mean, he's been sacked 13 times. But I mean, he's already got good numbers for this stage in the season.
Right.
I mean, obviously, if he had some wide receivers, it'd be better. But
I was hoping Debo would be more of an impact.
Me too.
But he's been hurt.
So when we look at all the rookie slumps, and we had some excitement last year, but not so much this year. We're talking about from the wide receiver, Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors, obviously her. Roma Duze, I think he's doing okay with the Bears, but not what we saw last year. Brian Thomason Jr. For the Jaguars in no-show. We've been waiting on Xavier Worthy for the Chiefs. Still haven't been showing up. And then you look at our the lad McConkleys. He had a decent game Sunday, but not quite what we looking for to be what he did last year. And then we're talking about Brock Bowers. I know he was hurt a little bit this year, but still, that's a bad Raiders team. So it's kind of, they got Geno Smith throwing to him. So I'm like, I don't know. But I mean, Is it because could we all these were big names last year? You know, which one do you think is in the slump, and which one you think is not?
So I don't think Romadazi's in a slump. I mean,
okay, we
he
take him out of
touchdowns? Doesn't he have 5 touchdowns already? Something like that. I mean,
yeah.
So you can take him off.
Okay, he's out of there. Malik Neighbors hurt. He's out. Marvin Harrison Jr. Was he explosive that much last year? I mean, but Kyle is.
I forget. He's
solid.
Yeah, Arizona. Yeah, Kyle is out. Yeah, didn't play this last game. So,
he was solid, but Arizona, man, it's crazy. Now that I've been here 2 years, I'm starting to see. So I don't get to see the same games y'all see. They show us a lot of Arizona games. They show us a lot of Denver games. They show us a lot of Seahawk games.
Yeah.
And man, Trey McBride is leading Arizona with receptions and targets.
Fact.
So it's not that, and I don't know if that's Kyler's fault or Jacoby this last game. I don't know if it's the receivers not running the routes correct. I don't know what's going on, but I mean, he's got I think I saw yesterday, he has 68 targets and the number one receiver has 25. I mean, so they have a problem there of just not getting their receivers involved. I don't know who that blame goes to.
Facts. Brian Thomas Jr. You turn around, you get a Travis Hunter to play offense. Is does that take away from him? I mean, Hunter hasn't been getting a lot of targets. He got his first touchdown this past Sunday in a loss, but I mean, Travis haven't been that explosive on offense. Neither has Brian Thomas. So, they still got their top dog quarterback, Sunshine. So is this a true rookie sophomore slump?
I'll take it. Listen,
go ahead.
It is Trevor Lawrence's fault. You're going to hear me bash Trevor Lawrence every season. His completion percentage is under 60%. His rating is 80. Listen, this guy has weapons. Brian Thomas Jr. is a boss. And Travis Hunter, I don't know what he's going to be able to do at wide receiver yet. But no, this is Trevor Lawrence's fault, 100%. And I'm glad they've worked Travis in the way they have, right?
Yeah.
I want him to be a cornerback first. I want him to be the dude, how often Dion came in the game to play receiver, once every 4 or 5 plays.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me. The Jaguars are 4-3 and the Texans are 2-4. And if you look at it on paper, the Texans are way better than the Jaguars.
Yeah, it's weird.
Facts.
Weird. Yeah.
Facts.
They got the number one defense, the number one points per game. They're winning their turnover battle, 10-5 or something like that. And I think this last game they played is the first team who beat them by more than 7. So they're doing all the things. And I watched Jacksonville stumble to victories, and I'm like, man, come on, Texans, y'all got to figure out a better way to do it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and then, of course, Brandon talked about Ladd McConkey on that Chargers team. They got a lot of weapons. So, I mean, they do. Like I said, he will shine out here and there. Will show some sparks, whatever. So, they got a balanced situation going over there. They lost some pretty good games. But moving on to the last NFC East team, the Eagles. What Jalen Hurts did Sunday, is that sustainable for his style of play?
Go ahead, Coach. I've been doing a lot of talking.
Well, you guys know I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan, so but I mean, I keep saying it, he doesn't have to play great. He just has to be solid every week, So I don't really know what you want me to say behind
Well, because see, John G said he said absolutely not. He can't sustain it because and we said that at the beginning of the season, right? When they was undefeated, he don't have to play great to get the wins. Then you back-to-back losses to team you should have won, and his production. Now everybody whoops his head and say, "Hey, man, you got to play better. You got to get A.J. Brown involved." And now he comes up and put up 326 yards, 3 touchdowns. And I think A.J. Brown caught most of them.
In Minnesota, which is,
caught 2 up, and then Devontae Smith caught one in Minnesota, right? So he came out and showed that he can be that elite quarterback playing at elite level. I'm talking about 19 for 23. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
But is it sustainable?
Yes.
Jalen's that kid. He's just going to do whatever they have to do to win. I mean, if it means not completing any passes or throwing for any yards in the second half of a game, if it means going out there and throwing for 300 and something yards in a game, he's just that guy. I think he's just good enough that he can do that. What he needs to do for whatever their team needs that particular night. That's just my opinion.
And if they can figure out, I mean, why in the world is Saquon Barkley at less than 400 yards, 7 games?
Yeah. That was the other piece of the question, J-Dub. You know, with him,
he gets older and he's going to naturally decline, but this is a cliff. I mean, this is the MVP last year, as far as I'm concerned.
That's right.
What up, Iran?
And
right.
now he hasn't had a 100-yard game yet. I mean, he's got like 3 touchdowns or whatever. I don't know if it's the play caller, is it the offensive line, whatever the case may be. If they can't figure out a way to get one of the best 3 running backs in the game involved, then Jalen has all this on his shoulders the whole time. I don't think he can sustain it. Now, if he has some help in the backfield.
He said because he does have to play better, he's finna get a bigger contract than Dak, is what people are gonna say. I mean, he ain't right now. He ain't but a few $1 million less than Dak. So I think he's what, 55 million. So I mean, yeah. So he said it's the Madden curse. I guess when everybody get put on Madden, they all of a sudden they don't show up.
They hurt, I mean, it's Michael Vick, it's Christian McCaffrey. I mean, you can go down the list. It's almost every person who was on the cover. Yeah.
You talking about, okay, throwing for 326 yards, but you only got 45 rushing yards. Mm-hmm. It's like, is this not the Eagles formula?
Mm.
That's just my opinion. This is not the formula. I definitely don't like him throwing 110, 120 yards. I think balance is the word we're looking for, right? Get at least 150 yards from the running game. Get you maybe 150 to 200, maybe 170 to 200 from the passing game. And then clock management, right? Getting those, say 28 or less points and then let your defense do the rest. That's what I would like to see out of this team. But asking Jalen to do this.
Coming. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
They
man.
got a gauntlet coming. I know that they got a bye, but they got the Giants and the Packers and the Lions and the Bears their next 5 games.
Oh, it's coming.
Ridiculous.
He said, please don't put any Cowboys on the cover. It's coming. If Jerry Jones got something to say with it, he's going to come in. Dak going to be on that cover.
Yes, sir.
2026, Madden cover, Dak Prescott. Yeah. No, man, but no, yeah. So, I love what I saw to Jalen Hurts. I love his poise. I love his energy. I love his facial expressions. I love his body, his mannerisms. They finally made AJ happy. So, I mean, so that was pretty good, but Sirianni got a lot of work to do. He gonna have to go around and throw that old playbook out. He gonna really find some stuff that's gonna make this, because they got some teams coming up that can really put him to the test. And they've been found. They've been found. And teams gonna take it to them. Nobody's afraid of them, and that's gonna be the biggest thing. Last but not least, we gotta talk about it. Who should go first? Who should be out the door first? Tua Tagovailoa or Mike McDaniels? One of them got to go.
So
here's my pitch.
You should have called him in front of the class, man. That's what you should have done.
All right, then. Tua Tagovailoa, sir, come to the front. Twice now, have you thrown your team under the bus in post-conference, in the post-game conference, talking about they need to be watching game film? A couple of guys showed up, you said, but you're trying to get more to show up. And the whole census across the league is that you don't air your dirty laundry, sir.
Right.
You don't do that, sir. But what you did on Sunday with those interceptions, I think you should be the only one in the game room right now.
Yeah.
So explain yourself, sir. You can't. Take a seat, young man. Coach Mike McDaniels, come on up to the front, sir.
I think Coach Mac's been up to the front of the class every week, man.
Every week.
He's got to go, dude. I said he needs to be gone by week 7. He's got to go.
Hey, Coach, take your normal seat at the front. You don't get to stand. We're going to let you sit down on this one. Coach, we asked you 2 weeks ago, where's your spine? And we gave you 2 weeks to find it. And you didn't find it. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with you, sir. Your body language is suspect. You're out there looking like one of the Barge families, with the big shades on. You look pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie. I like your little swag. It's cool, but that don't equate to win, sir. you're going to have to control this team, and you ain't done it. Now, whatever relationship you and Stephen Ross got going on, this ain't working. All right. So I don't know, J-Dub, who should go?
Well, listen, I think the first person we should talk about is Tua should go.
He said Tua should retire.
He should retire. That's what I'm finna say. So as many concussions as you've had, maybe don't start down talking the people who are on your team to help you not get a concussion. That's first of all. Or second of all, maybe he's taking enough concussions that he doesn't realize he's talking about his team. Maybe he doesn't even know that's a microphone in front of him. But whatever the reason is, if you're going to talk about your team, you better have a Super Bowl ring on. You better have at least a ring on if you want to call your team out in public like that. And he ain't that near close enough to do that.
Fact.
Now, to back up your other thing, Michael McDonald, whatever his name is.
McDaniel, yeah.
You said he's spineless. Can you not look at that man and tell he's spineless? Never judge a book by the cover, but sometimes judge a book by the cover. You know what I mean? That's why the cover's there. So they can both go. Listen.
He said, you better call Troy Aikman about the exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miami's in a mess. I mean, Tyreek Hill's been having issues, personal stuff all year, and Tua's doing nothing, and Mike McDaniels. I said he needed to be gone by week 7, so whatever.
So when the Miami Dolphins fired Coach Brian Flores, I was obviously upset, right? Completely upset. I was unfair, and I was trying to file grievances and stuff like that, but nobody heard me. But then when McDaniels came in, I thought what he was able to do with that team was nothing but phenomenal. But since then, I look back on it now, he had a lot of talent. You're talking about having Tyreek and Waddle. You're talking about the two-headed monster with Mustard and A-Chain back there in the backfield. The defense was playing crazy. They even had Mike Gesicki at one point in time back over there with that old bag of gritty he tried to do over there in Miami. So, they had some good talent, but talent can only take you so far. Ask Barry Switzer. You have to know how to coach. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Grown men. You know what I'm saying? Mike McDaniels, could he survive at an SEC school? Yes, he could. But in the big boy pros, I think it's too much to ask. Saying it's like that's why I said just like when Switzer took over, right? It's this not for him. I think it's not. I think he's calling bad plays. I know he's dealing with a limited roster right now with his best player being out. But even that situation went from bad to worse over the offseason. You know what I'm saying? You can't control the guys, and Tyreek is talking crazy and stuff like that. And, it's just, There's some coaches that I dare you to talk up. You look at, and I don't necessarily agree with everything Mike Tomlin's doing, but you got one time with him and you out of there. Mm-hmm. Everybody looking like this George Pickens was once in Pittsburgh. Yeah, because Mike Tomlin gave him one shot to talk smack, to not do what he needed to do and get him out of there. He had Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown had one conversation. He was on the first ticket out of there. He don't tolerate that type of stuff.
And Mike Tomlin's had 20 winning seasons in a row. So which one would you rather have?
Having said all that, the Pittsburgh Steelers organization is one of the few that backs their head coach.
Facts, Ira.
If the head coach says, hey, he's got to go, then there's no Jerry Jones-isms going on in Pittsburgh.
Right.
They've had 20. That's why Thomas had 20 winning seasons in a row.
Right.
So J-Dub, Mike McDaniels never got a chance. Coach Mike McDaniels never got a chance to pick his quarterback. So does that play into this? Because the rumors around Miami is that Stephen Ross, the owner, says that he wants to be patient with McDaniels. He said he still think that the guy, they just signed him last year to a 3-year extension, so he's up. He won't be up until 2028. With Tua at the brink, do you wait to see what type of quarterback that they can get after Tua? Or
my problem is everything we've been alluding to that we haven't said. He doesn't have control of his locker room. It's proof he didn't have control of his locker room this whole time. So I'm not saying he can't be a great offensive coordinator or a quarterback's coach, right? You and the quarterback, y'all have this offensive scheme and y'all can implement it. But as a head coach in Miami, I don't know that a new quarterback is going to help him. Is a rookie quarterback or even a young veteran quarterback going to help him get control of the locker room?
Right.
I don't see it.
Corey said, "My tongue might swing on somebody."
He will.
Yeah.
There's been a couple interviewers I think got nervous when they asked the question and he started frowning at them.
Yeah. He cracked me up because he talked. Everybody jumped on Tomlin for saying what he said. Talking about I don't know how you gonna take your starting quarterback that you chose to start the season off and trade him to a division rival. Makes no sense. And obviously Mike Tomlin knew what he was talking about because they played that team in Cincinnati and then got beat. Because he sees what most people don't see. He knew what type of quarterback Joe Flacco was and what he can be to that team. That's a man that does his homework. Maybe not be in Cleveland, but he knew what Joe Flacco can do over there playing with the talent they had over there in Cincinnati. And obviously the coaching staff over there didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? And that's people jumped on him because they thought he was hating. But Lord, that's coaching brilliance. That's paying attention to everything. You know what I'm saying? There's some players and just fit well in systems. And Coach Tomlin knew that. Like, no, this is a system for this guy. You know?
Yep. Good stuff.
Okay. He said, Ireland, he said that's what's really impressing by Shotty. Do we all agree that Shotty has impressed of all, or the jury's still out? Coach,
yeah, Brian. I'm not ready to get on that.
I'm not ready to answer either direction. I'm not ready to go either way.
Hold on. What G said? If the coach is not managing team, he doesn't need a QB.
That's
he
right.
needs a new.
That's
a new job. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, G.
In the house.
Well, we're gonna end the show right there, boy. Jonathan G, you hit one right there. You hit one out of the park, right?
Mic drop, dude.
Yeah, he did, man. Hey, final thoughts. D-Way, let's take it up. What's your final thoughts, brother?
Hey, let's see what happens. Don't forget, guys, this is J-Dub's favorite time of the year because this is opening night of the NBA.
This is everything's going on.
We got the Rockets in Oklahoma City, the world champions. And then later tonight, we got the Golden State Warriors out in L.A. playing the Lakers and Luka. LeBron's out. And so we got that going for us. We got the World Series starting this weekend. And then we're prime time into pro football and college football. So that's my thoughts, man. If you're a sports fan, this is a time of the year you want to tune in because it's going on right now. So good show.
All right, J-Dub, take it away with your final thoughts, brother.
Well, I've just enjoyed getting caught up on football. There's a couple teams. I mean, I can't believe what New England's doing. I can talk about them for a while. I can't believe what Denver's doing. Denver's got 34 sacks already in the season.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, right? The Patriots are the only team that have a kickoff return and a punt return for a touchdown. They're the only team with a kickoff return. I didn't even think that could happen anymore.
Right.
Now that I'm watching again, I'm like, oh yeah, this is why I watch sports because I just enjoy them so much. So, brother, I'll see y'all again. I hope to be back every week now for a little while, and we'll go from there.
Awesome.
My final thoughts is because I talked about this young lady on the show before, and I'm going to go ahead and do this. Shame on you, Clarissa Shields. Shame on you, Clarissa Shields. You know, you got to pay homage to those who came before. You cannot, Layla Ali, has been nothing but classy this whole time throughout this whole nonsense. I've took your side because I thought it's always up to the veterans and the elders to be the bigger person. But man, did our girl come with receipts. Layla Ali came with receipts. She played clips after clips. She threw it on out there. And since you have yet to respond, the only response that I'm looking for you right now, Clarissa Shields, is I'm sorry. That's all I'm asking.
Thank you.
And guess what? Layla ain't gonna accept it. So that's just where we are right now. So
but that doesn't change the fact she needs to do it, whether it's accepted or not.
Exactly. Yeah, because she still needs to do it. She still needs to do it. But that's all I have for the show, man. Thank you, Aaron, for joining to his last comment said Dallas Cowboys 2 receivers that is tied for first and touchdown. That's what's up. I appreciate that comment right there. But man, to Bob, to Corey, to Iron, man, we appreciate you guys for jumping in the comment section. We are talking about Robert to Brandon B. Marshall jumping in, man. All you guys have been watching, Z-Man who's been watching the podcast. Once again, welcome back, Jada, man, y'all. This has been the FairWeatherFan Podcast, man. We thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, join us every Tuesday. Like, subscribe, share, leave comments because we want you to join this conversation. But as right now, we are out. Boom. There we